Hey everybody, All About Scouts here. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Today we are going to be talking about Girl Scout cookies. Now, if I made you hungry for some Girl Scout cookies, go ahead and grab yourself one of your favorite boxes of cookies that you bought from a Girl Scout and sit down and eat them while we chat. And don't worry, nobody's counting the calories. Because of course, Girl Scout cookies have 0 calories, duh. Anyways, I wanted to talk about how they are packaged. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe if you're on YouTube, comment, and share. I definitely want to know what your guys' thoughts are around this. So before I get into how they're packaged, I wanted to kind of break down a common misconception because there's 2 different bakers. So you might look up here and be like, but we don't have, the tag-alongs, we have peanut butter patties. And that's because we have 2 different bakers in Girl Scouts. We have the ABC Baker and we have the Little Brownie Baker. In DC, we use the Little Brownie Baker, and that's these cookies right here. The ABC Baker is other different councils as well, and I believe that the council right above us, which is Central Maryland, uses ABC. So moving on from that, but just kind of, break that down a little bit. Let's go over like the cookies for the Little Brownie Baker because they're a little bit different. So we have, of course, the famous Thin Mint, because who doesn't like a frozen Thin Mint on a summer day? And that's a little trick, if you buy Thin Mints, you can take one sleeve out and eat it. You can take the other sleeve out and put it way back in the freezer where, you'll pretend like you forgot about it. And then you take it out during summertime and you can, have a beautiful, frozen Thin Mint, and it's delicious. Anyway, the other ones are the Do-si-dos. These are the trefoils. This is the s'more. These are the lemon ups. These are the Samoas. These are the tagalongs. And these are the toffee-tastics. These are the gluten-free ones, by the way. So, what do we want to talk about with the packaging? Well, let's get right into it, shall we? So, the packaging. For me, when I first started about 10 years ago in Girl Scouts, all of the cookies in our baker use the boxes. And it wasn't until about the s'mores came along a few years ago that they packaged this one with this kind of packaging. And then when the lemon ups got introduced this last year or the year before, it was also, of course, obviously, packaged this way and with the plastic. And I kind of have issues with this because to me, we talk about leaving no trace in scouting, making the world a better place. And, I don't feel like packaging them in the plastic is the wisest of ideas. And it's not wise for the consumer. It's not wise for the environment, and it's definitely not wise for the troop leaders. So you get a little bit of each perspective. Because let's just be honest, like, what can you do with this? I mean, someone's probably come up with some kind of craft or idea out there with this. And if you have that, please share, because I would love to know how to make this something that you can reuse for your troop, right? Because cookies are expensive. So like ours are no longer $4. Like these ones are $5. This one and the s'mores, they're $6, right? So they cost a little bit. So when parents or troop leaders are buying from their girls, we end up having, the box, right? So I believe that packaging them in the boxes is better, right? Because you can recycle the box if you're the consumer and you're not really like a super crafty, think outside the box kind of person. You just recycle it and, all is well with the world. But with a troop leader or a teacher or anybody else, we go, it's a box, it's recyclable. How can we reuse this, right? So I've actually taken like where I have deconstructed the entire box, and I have my girls do this after a troop meeting. I have them bring the empty boxes that they have at their houses, and usually we never have Girl Scouts that don't have a box, right? They at least usually have one. If not, then, we ask people to bring extra so every girl has one, or every scout has one. And what you do, the only part that really goes to the recycling is the top part right here and the bottom part right here, because we end up reusing this side and this side, right? And this side and this side. So like this makes like a perfect bookmark, right? Because it talks about like the different like ideals and like why the cookie program is so important. That's pretty cool, right? You take that off, you let them decorate on the other side, and you can laminate it or you can keep it as it is, and the girls have their own bookmark, right? And we've done crafts with these. We've made these into bookmarks, so we've made them into a ton of different stuff, actually. We've used it to talk about health and wellness. We've used it to talk about ingredients or allergies. Like there's so much stuff that you could do with this. With the front and the back, we've done a lot of different crafts. I have had them make books before for like spring break, because usually our cookie season ends right before spring break. So I'll have them make like their own little book where it might be like, you're gonna go explore, you know, your neighborhood and draw like what you see or whatever. I've done that in the past with the girls, but I have also done where, you know, we've taken them and made different crafts with them, right? Now, no, you cannot crochet it into this, but what you can do is I've taken them and I literally like cut them out and make like little cards, right? So to prove a point about the lemon ups, which actually are not half bad, by the way, they're actually pretty good because obviously I ate the entire thing and I ate it in one sitting. But anyway, that's beside the point. So you have this, right? And to prove a point, this used to be this. Now, I'm curious if you have had both the Savannah Smile and this. I'm curious. Tell me below, which one do you think is better? Because I thought like I was gonna, you know, gonna totally miss the Savannah Smile, and I actually kind of like both. They're totally different, you know. But like we have where for one of the girls, like they can start making crafts with them and like, or do like a storybook or whatever they want to do. But the point being is that we reuse these in our troop, right? And that's really, really important. And so like I feel in terms of making the most of what you got, the boxes are a better way to go, in my opinion. And I kind of want to know what you guys think. I mean, the other thought, and this is from another standpoint, both for Little Brownie Baker or ABC, the council, the troop leader, and whoever's buying the cookie, right? If you remember watching my live where I drove through and they put the boxes from the semi-trucks into the back of my car, you'll remember that I had to pull up, I had to count them all, but one box was actually smushed, and it was the s'mores box. Now, keep in mind, when they're packaged like this is how they're packaged, right? And there's only 12 in the box, right? So these are going to get smashed a whole lot less than these will. And so I was worried that because the case itself was smashed in enough, I had to go be like, sorry, that fell. I had to be like, you know, I need to replace this case because I don't feel comfortable. Because if I open that, it's now on the troop to pay for all of that. And if half the box is smashed, that's not helpful at all. And I actually have had where I've gotten a case from one of those semis, and it was even with these cookies. And I remember specifically one of my trefoil cases, like the entire thing was smashed. And it was really frustrating for me. And that's in a box, let alone it being in here, right? So and usually council's pretty good, like, you know, but you have to tell them right away. So that's the other thing. If you're a Girl Scout leader or a cookie manager, make sure you check the boxes as soon as you get home, because you can always message your service unit cookie manager and be like, I opened this box and like half of them are smashed. Can you please help? Most of the time they'll be able to help. I can't guarantee they'll be able to help every single time. But regardless of that particular point, it just makes logical sense to me to put it in something that's more sustainable, that can get shipped better, that again can get reused. I don't like the idea of just having a bunch of these just thrown away and tossed away. But if you have an idea, like for a craft for this, please tell me, because I think it would be super cool. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are below. I'm very curious. And again, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe on YouTube, comment, share, all that good jazz. And again, I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. Now, before I go, it would not be right of me to encourage you to eat cookies and for me not to eat cookies. So, cheers. One of my favorite cookies. Very, very good. Okay. Now that I'm eating it, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. And let me know some of the other stuff you guys have made out of the boxes and or the plastic. I will talk to you guys later. Ciao.